Hello again. We are going to do an engineering challenge, get started on an engineering challenge. I want to explain some of the weird materials that you might be able to use today, and you're not going to be able to just use whatever you want. This time around, I'm gonna force a list of materials for you. You will see that you should have some cups on the table. You should have some tape and a couple paper towel rolls or toilet paper rolls. You're going to need those, just kind of keeping it to those materials. What I need you to think about doing, and then we'll talk about the process that we're going to use, is pretend you have been invited, or pretend suddenly the computer speakers are not working in the classroom. And everybody's like, oh my goodness, I can't hear, I can't hear. So we need to come up with a way to use, let's say we can use the cell phone to broadcast the sound, but the sound's not as loud. Pretend we've got a lot of kids in the room. So I need to make sure that everybody, even the people all the way in the back, can hear the sound. So what we're going to do is design an amplifier, something to amplify the sound. We're going to design an amplifier to broadcast that sound so the people in the back of the room can hear it just like the people in the front of the room, or maybe out into the hallway so everybody can hear the sound. So I want you to really think about this. Sound, remember, sound moves outward. So when you speak, it leaves mouth and it goes through the air, in this case a gas, and then it goes to wherever it's going. So in this case, maybe it'll go to other kids that need to hear the same sound. So let's go through the engineering process. And you see it on the screen. So there are 5 steps, with the ultimate step that I have blanked out in the middle. The ultimate step is the goal. The goal is, what are we trying to achieve? What is the main task? So in this case, the goal for this activity is to get my cell phone or the teacher's cell phone to be able to be heard long range, farther out. So I want you to go, let's think about all these processes here. I can imagine what this might look like. I can imagine. I can start anywhere in here. I can even ask, what is the task? What is the problem? What am I trying to achieve? What am I trying to do? And then you can imagine all the different ways of what this might look like. How can you get the sound to leave this and get it to broadcast out so everybody can hear? So think about that, okay? Then you're going to come up with a plan. I want you to think through this. What do we need to do? What should I do to do this? What parts do I need? Do I have an idea in my head that I need to put down on paper? And then we are actually going to create this amplifier. We're going to actually make one in class. So I want you to work with a partner, and I want you to think about all the different ways that you can do this. Once you're done, if you have gotten to the point where you've built it and the teacher is testing it to see if we can hear it farther out down in the hallway maybe, then you need to think really seriously, like a great engineer would say, oh my goodness, is there a way? This was great, but is there a way that I could improve this? And that part's the really important part, because sometimes we have to be honest with ourselves and say, yeah, it's okay, but I probably could do better. So in this case, we do want to do the improve phase. And then you can go back again and ask, if you have to go back to the very beginning and say, okay, maybe I didn't understand this. Maybe there's no sound coming out. Maybe I need to ask some more questions. So that is what we're going to do. And I hope this makes sense. Ask lots of questions, because engineering is fun. Engineering makes sure that you're really thinking, and I want to see what you come up with. So I'm hoping that I will get to see some pictures of this. I do this a lot with my students. They love it. And there is other thing I want to make sure you understand, there is no one correct way. So with all the different groups in the room, you might see 8 different designs. You might see 5 different designs. Every design, as long as it meets the goal, is a correct design. So keep that in mind. So there is no one way to do this. I want you to be creative. I want you to have fun. And then I'm real curious to see what you come up with. So I will be talking to you soon, and we'll keep our fingers crossed that all goes well. I'll check back in with you in a little while.